Hello, my most beautiful friends. As you guys can tell, we are very much zoomed in because for today's video, I'm just going to do a chatty get ready with me. I'm going to be answering all of your assumptions about the beauty community. I'm not going to hold back while I play with makeup. Nothing really new. I mean, I do have the brand new the Day Day Signature Festive Elegance palette, but other than that, I just want to answer your assumptions and give you guys the tea on the beauty community. So with that said, grab a snack, grab a drink, because it's about to get juicy. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let you guys know if I sound a little congested or if I don't have as much energy in today's video. I actually have a sinus infection. You know, I'm beginning to think that everything happens for a reason, because yesterday was supposed to be my colonoscopy and yesterday was a very horrible day. I mean, the amount of pressure that I have in my head, like it's all right here, and like the headache has been intense. Now I'm on medication right now, so it's helping me out a little bit to get me through this video, but let me tell you, it was really bad yesterday, so I couldn't help but think that everything happens for a reason, right? Because yesterday was supposed to be my colonoscopy. But alas, guys, we do have a date. I'm going in the week before Christmas, so wish me luck. The week before Christmas, I'm getting my booty hole checked out. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and dive into today's assumptions. Now, I asked you guys over on my Instagram and my beauty community page, what are your guys' questions when it comes to the beauty community? I said, don't hold back, and I'm going to answer them today. So I am going to start off with my eyes. I'm going to go in with the Day Day Signature. This is going to be the Festive Elegance Palette. Let me tell you guys what this is about. The Festive Elegance Palette is going to be a 15-pan palette, perfect for the holiday season. It's going to contain beautiful shimmers, gorgeous mattes, and elegant duochromes. Now this palette is going to retail $48.99. It's actually going to be launching on November 28th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, which will be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys can use code Allie to save you guys 10%, and I want to play with that today while I answer your questions. So we're just going to go ahead and get right on into it. So the first question that I'm going to answer, let me get my little handy dandy phone up, is the beauty community as toxic as people make it seem? I think it can be. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Missile Heal right here. That's what it says. So I have to say, in my experience, can the beauty community be toxic? Oh my God, yes, absolutely. It could absolutely be toxic. But from the interactions that I've had with people, I haven't really experienced the toxicity like behind the scenes with other content creators. Have I seen people shit talk? Of course. I mean, everybody's human, and there's sometimes people just rub you the wrong way. Have I seen like any backstabbing? No, I have not seen that. Have I seen any like jealousy or competitiveness? A little bit, but nothing that like warrants all this much hate. I think that where a lot of the toxicity comes from, honestly, I think it has to just do with how you perceive it and like how you take it. I mean, I can't really speak for the larger, content creators because I haven't experienced it myself. But for the smaller community as a whole, I haven't really experienced a lot of the toxicity at all. Now, have I experienced toxicity myself? From the beauty community, yes, but not from content creators. I experienced it more from actually like viewers and like watchers. Like people have said some really mean, nasty things to me that I'm just like, wow, like would you ever say that to my face if you're standing right in front of me, or you just feel confident because you're saying it behind a keyboard? Like I don't really know, but like as a whole, has it been super toxic on my end? No, it has not. But I've also surrounded myself with really decent people who generally don't really talk about makeup that much behind closed doors. Like we do, but like we also talk about other things and lives and goals and adventures and like what we dream of and what we're doing in our everyday like personal life. So I don't really see a lot of the toxicity there, which I'm beyond grateful for, because I was a server for 12 years. And let me tell you guys, being a server for 12 years, especially at Walt Disney World, let me tell you, that was a whole other ball game. That was absolutely unbelievably toxic. I mean, to be fair, I had done it to myself. I had definitely involved myself in a lot of drama that I should not have been involved in. Sometimes it was my fault. Other times it was not. Sometimes I was just an innocent bystander in it. But let me tell you, being a server at Disney World had definitely brought its own challenges. And I had experience. I'm going to go into the shade right here called Olive Toast. My fair share of toxicity. And if I had to say between the two, I feel like just from my experience, it was more toxic in my serving job than it is in this job. Because like with this job, I can just, get off my phone. I could not look at certain forums. I could just avoid the internet if I want to and just kind of escape what I may be seeing. Whereas going to work and being in the midst of other servers and the drama. I couldn't escape that. That was my job. So it was very, very different. So yeah, the beauty community has its moments to be very, very toxic, but I think it's just how you choose to handle it or how you choose to be involved with it, I think would define your level of toxicity with it. I'm going to do a very like Christmassy style look, by the way. I'm going to go into this red shade called Holly Flame. And we're going to put that literally right here. All right, the next question is, how are you able to spot a true friend versus a social climber in the beauty community? Well, that's a really good question. I have never experienced someone trying to be a social climber because, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm an incredibly small content creator. Like, I really am such a small content creator, and I've never experienced anyone wanting to, like, climb the ladder and climb off my success because I'm so small. Like, I'm so small. If anything, people probably would assume that of me being friends with other larger content creators. But what's so funny is I have never asked my bigger content creator friends for collaborations. I just generally never asked because I don't know. For me, a lot of people used to ask me, how come I never do collaborations? How come I don't do more collaborative videos? I don't believe in just doing a collaboration with somebody that I've never had a connection with. When I do a collaboration with somebody, if I'm filming with somebody, it's because I generally do enjoy the person as a whole and we have a genuine friendship. That's the only time I'll ever do a collaboration because I want it to be organic and I want it to come off on camera that we have true chemistry because we have chemistry behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be like, hi, I'm so-and-so, it's nice to meet you. Let's sit down and film. Like, I find that so awkward. So I always want to have a genuine friendship. And then whenever I would hang out with bigger content creators, I never cared to actually film because we have a friendship. And I'm like, I want to hang out with you. I don't care to film. I want to genuinely hang out with you. So I never, ever even thought about it that way. I'm sure other people have in the past with me, being like friends with like bigger content creators, but like I never ever took advantage of that. I never asked to film with them because I wanted to just genuinely have a friendship with them. You know what I mean? Has anyone ever done that to me? No. But the thing I do get often is people reaching out to me in my DMs who are smaller content creators than me and saying how much I love my content and they just really want me to follow them and like follow them, tag them, do collabs with them. And I'm like, I don't even know you. Like, I don't even know you. Like, this is going to sound so shitty and I'm so sorry if it does, but I'm being so honest. Whenever I go to creator and friends trips, right? We get put into like a group chat so we could be introduced to everybody who's going to be going on the trip. I don't follow those people. I don't follow those people until I physically meet them in person and I can kind of gauge how the connection is and how I view them as a person. That's when I follow them. I don't just follow them just because. I follow them because I've genuinely formed a connection. I like that person I like that person that I met. So for me, I don't ever view anyone like connecting with me social climbing because like I said, I'm so small, but I also don't do it myself because I generally just want to form true connections with people. So that's why I also just don't automatically follow someone just because. I'm going to go into this shade right here because I generally want to, create a genuine connection. But has anyone ever done it to me? No, I just get the DMs of people begging me to follow them and create content with them. And I don't respond to that because that's not really how you grow on YouTube or any social media platform. You should just truly focus on making an actual connection instead of just demanding that someone follows you just because. You know what I mean? If I follow anyone, it's because I generally really enjoy their content or I've made connections with them behind the scene. Like, I do follow a lot of smaller creators, but it's because I generally do love their content. Like, there's a creator that I follow. Oh my God, I freaking love this creator. His name is Scott, and Scott has been a follower of mine for quite some time, but he has been blowing up on TikTok, and to see his journey has just been like so like, I love watching his growth. I tell him all the time how proud I am of him. He's just been putting himself out there, and just to watch him, you get to see who he is authentically. I'll link him down below. He has a YouTube channel, but he has no idea I'm doing this. Like, I actually reached out to him recently and said, hey, I love you. I love your vibe. If you ever want to do something together, let me know, because I genuinely love Scott as a person. We talk behind the scenes. He's such a sweet, amazing person, and I freaking love his reviews. I freaking love his makeup try-on hauls on TikTok, and I think he has something special, and I think he's someone that people should be looking out for because he just shows himself, and I freaking love it. Like that, I will follow like people like organically. So, but I never tried to social climb, and people don't really try to social climb with me necessarily, if that makes any sense. I go into this shade right here called Crimson Carol. I'll put this right here. If you guys can't tell, I'm really trying to do a Christmas look since that's kind of the vibe of the palette, clearly. And I'm going to go into this shade right here called Tinsel Twist. Sometimes the font's a little bit hard to read with the color of it, but it's really beautiful. The shimmers are laying down just, so gorgeously. This is definitely getting me in the mood for Christmas. I know Thanksgiving's this Thursday, but I actually work Thanksgiving. Luckily, I'm only working in the morning, so I get to go home in the evening and celebrate with my parents, but Corey's working all day. So I'm just going to make sure I have leftover Thanksgiving food for him. And we'll also be binge watching the Stranger Things because I'm so excited it comes out on the 26th. So we're going to really be watching it tomorrow night, but we'll probably rewatch it again on Thanksgiving whenever he gets home from work. Okay, right next to that, I'm going to go into the shade called Gifted Glow. So beautiful. Like, put this right here. We're going to trust the process, guys. And right in the center, we're going to go into the shade right here called, I think it's called Champagne Pop, something like that. It's hard to read. I'm so sorry. My, like, nose area is freaking throbbing right now, so it's harder for me to read. The shade right here called Plum something, and we're going to use that to line our upper waterline so I can mix it with my false lashes, and then I'm going to come back to do the rest of the face and to answer the rest of the questions. Okay, sorry, my eyes are watering because I can't stop sneezing. Okay. Ooh, we're good. We're good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I really do like these topical eye masks. They're really nice. Okay. Okay, so the next question is, how do you feel about all these brands getting canceled? I think it just depends upon the cancellation. There's some like Inslee Rain I stand for because, you know, I'm not trying to shit on this brand when I say this, but I don't agree with what the brand was saying last year or the consistent use of AI and then saying that they were going to make changes and they never did. And I don't really care how they handled it afterwards. Like, that to me, I don't ever want someone to be truly canceled or to lose their livelihood. That's not what I want. I believe in accountability and giving space for people to take accountability. And that's what I was looking for this brand. But like other brands that get canceled, I can't keep up with the amount of brands that are getting canceled. They get canceled for left, right, and XYZ. And I'm just like, wait, what? It gets so hard to keep up with. I don't ever, like I said, want anyone to get truly canceled. I just believe that there should be held in accountability. But when they are held accountable, they should be given grace and space to take accountability, to make the changes, and be given a second chance. That's what I do believe in. But do I believe in true cancel culture? No. What's the rudest brand and the nicest brand to you? The rudest brand. No brand has ever been truly rude. I go into makeup art. Unless you want to count like BH Cosmetics. They were pretty rude. They were pretty rude in their customer service. But as for like interacting with me necessarily, I wouldn't say a lot of brands are rude. I just get ignored by so many brands. Like so many brands, like even indie brands that I get sent PR for, absolutely ignore me. They don't acknowledge my presence unless it's just to send me an email saying, hey, here's a tracking for a new palette and here are the details. Other than that, they absolutely ignore me and act like I don't exist. And so I'm just kind of like, okay. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's rude. They just don't open my DMs ever. But I will say one of the nicest brands, like truly one of the nicest brands I have ever encountered besides Milk Makeup is going to be Nomad Cosmetics. Nomad Cosmetics is truly one of the nicest indie brands I have ever come across. It was maybe like a month ago or so, my mom had gone in for an emergency surgery at the hospital, and not only was I dealing with that, but I was dealing with Koa having a lot of issues, and I also fell and hurt myself, and out of nowhere, like Nomad Cosmetics, like I've never even bothered broadcasting this because it's not really anyone's business, but they sent me a gift card to get myself some coffee, and I thought that was actually incredibly sweet. Like they didn't have to do that. Last year they sent me a gift card on Amazon to go buy myself some books just to say thank you for the year that you provided us. Like they have been so kind. They always check on me. They respond to all my stories. They repost all my content. They like all my content. They congratulate other brands and their success. They reach out to a lot of smaller content creators to send PR to. Like they don't care if you have a big following or not. They are really, really supportive, especially to the smaller community, and I really love that about them. And they generally are just super, 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 super nice, like super nice. And I've just had nothing but amazing things to say about them. My experience with them has been nothing but wonderful. I love how they not only treat me, but how they treat other content creators as a whole. They have just been wonderful. It doesn't matter about your following size. They treat everybody equally. And I really appreciate that. Whereas like other brands, you don't necessarily see that. Other brands, you see people get treated better based upon their following size. If they have a bigger following size, they get treated a hell lot better than like someone my size, right? But Nomad does not care. They really are incredible. I absolutely do love them. But I don't necessarily have one brand that is the rudest, besides like BH Cosmetics was truly so fucking rude. But the rest just, they tend to ignore me. And I don't know if I should consider that rude or not. Okay, another question is, who would I love to meet and who have I met and didn't like? Okay, so who I would love to meet is actually two YouTubers, or one's a streamer and one's a YouTuber. And honestly, they're not even in the beauty community space. First person I would love to meet is a content creator named Corey X Kenshin. I absolutely love Corey Kenshin. I discovered him back in like 2019. He is a huge YouTuber here, and he plays a lot of horror games, and he just truly is a very wholesome guy. I absolutely love him so much. Like, he has like, I think close to 25 million subscribers now, and he's still super humble. Like, he reminds people at the end of the day that he is just a person. He is nobody special. So like, for people to defend him if he ever like doesn't post for a while or accidentally like looked at someone's butt in a collab, like, he's reminding people, I'm just a person. Like, you guys don't have to defend me. Like, I could defend myself. I'm just a person. I'm no better than you. And I really love how humble he is. The second person that I'm dying to meet, that would lose my mind over meeting, would be Queso. I watch Queso every single night. Okay, Queso goes live on Twitch every single night at 10 p.m. my time, and then he always ends up posting his stream over on YouTube the next day or two if you missed it. I love him. He is such a comfort to me. Like, he makes me smile like there's no tomorrow. He is so funny. He's so entertaining, and I think he truly has what it takes to be extremely successful. I mean, he's already so successful now, but he is like my number one streamer. I do not miss a stream. I do not miss a video. And like, I can't tell you how many times like my friends are so tired of hearing about Queso. Like, perfect example, me, Corey, Paige, and Jarvis, and our friends Finelli play games almost every single night together. It's like our nightly routine now. And we were recently playing this game called Are We There Yet? I'm gonna go into this right here from HB. I'm gonna link everything down below, by the way, but it's not what the video is about, but I'm gonna link it down below. We were recently playing a game called Are We There Yet? And it's a really, really fun RV game. And it took us, I think, like 10 hours to complete it in total over multiple sessions. But there were some scenes we got kind of stuck on, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I know what to do. They're all like, let me guess. Queso told you how to do this. And I was like, yeah. They go, okay, well, what does Queso do? Because they know how much I love Queso, how much I'm watching Queso. So they just know that he is someone that if I ever met, I'm not saying I would ever tear up meeting somebody, but he's someone I probably would tear up meeting because I just love him so much. He has brought me so much joy and has really helped me in my darkest of times this past year, and just has given me like someone there, because like, I'm home a lot when I'm filming and I'm by myself. If I'm not at Disney, I'm here by myself because Corey's always working, and he just like fills that void and just makes me feel not as alone. And I really do love that. Who have I met that I didn't like? So there's one content creator. I'm not going to say their name just because I don't want to be disrespectful, but there's one content creator that I met that I do not like, and it's for something that's just so silly. But I met this person, and when I first introduced myself to this person, I was taught from a very young age, whenever I meet somebody, to always stick my hand out and say, hi, I'm Allie. It's so nice to meet you. I don't care whether or not you know who I am. I'm never going to assume that you know who I am. I'm always going to reach my hand out and shake your hand and say who I am, because that is what I was taught. That is how I was raised. I was born in '89. We were taught essentially manners, you know what I mean? So I met this content creator, and I stuck my hand out. I said, hi, I'm Allie. It's so nice to meet you. And they literally grabbed my hand and said, yeah, I know who you are. And I was like, I'm sorry, I just don't assume. And it was a very awkward interaction. Other people around saw the interaction, and I was like, I can immediately tell right there that you're not someone that I want to fuck with. Like, truly not someone that I want to fuck with. And unfortunately, I was around that person for the remainder of a trip, and I didn't really interact with them from that point on, because I was just really kind of off-put with how they were towards me, just because I don't assume that you know who I am, and just the way that you were like Yeah, I know who you are. As you shook my hand, was just so condescending. And then even though I know who they were, they didn't even want to introduce herself to me. Like, I was just like, okay, cool. Like, fuck me then, right? Like, sorry, I'm trying to be polite and introduce myself to you because I'm not just going to assume you know who I am just because we're in the same space together. And I'll never forget that that interaction. And I wish nothing but the best for that person, but I just found it to be extremely, extremely off-putting. What is the most effective way to grow your following? I would feel like the most effective way to grow your following, truly for all the small content creators out there, please do not do the follow for follow. Don't do the, you follow me, I'll follow you. Don't do that bullshit. Do not do it because it does not help you out at all. Yeah, you may see your numbers grow, but if you don't have actual engagement on your content, you're not going to grow. Like, you're just flat out not going to grow. You need to actually have full on engagement, full on interaction. And the best way to do that is to just be consistent. Be consistent, show up as much as you can, and just be yourself. Don't worry about what other people are going to think about you. Don't worry about people are going to like you or not, because I'm telling you right now, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, not everyone's going to like you. Like, you are just going to have people out there that are just not going to vibe with you. They're not going to like you, and you just have to be okay with that. But you just also have to realize that it just doesn't matter. You do you. Come on here, do what makes you happy, be yourself, and you will find that you will grow. Be consistent, be engaging, interact with your community, and just be your most authentic self. That's the best advice I could give you. Where do you see your channel going next year, considering the current beauty space? I mean, I like to say that it's going to continue to grow. I'd really like to say that it's going to continue to grow, but I don't know. I mean, like, I'm still really happy with what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I love reviewing makeup, talking about makeup, sitting here interacting with you guys, doing a full face of testing new makeup, reviews, PR unboxings, declutters, new makeup releases. Like, I love it all. So I think as of right now, I would like to say that this time next year, I have over 50,000 subscribers. I could be on the up and up. I could be reaching my goal, finally getting a plaque. That's all I ever wanted, was just to get a plaque from YouTube. But maybe that's just where I could see myself going, is at least being at 50,000 subscribers and still doing what I love. Another question is, have I ever had a bad experience with creators? Yes. Yes, I definitely have. But I will say, a lot of you guys think that a lot of the bigger creators are assholes. They're really not. I've actually had amazing interaction with some of the larger creators. Like, Manny Mue was super incredible to me when I met him. Kristen Dominique, super incredible to me when I met her. Jaclyn Hill. A lot of people gave me so much shit for supporting Jaclyn Hill, but let me tell you, she was so incredibly nice. I met her 2 or 3 times now, and she has been nothing but nice to me. This woman owes me absolutely nothing, and she reached out to me in my DMs one day to say that she's watched my content, she loves my content, and just really appreciates how incredibly kind I've been to her. And she didn't have to do that. She absolutely did not have to do that. I know a lot of people hate the fact that I support Michaela, but I'm telling you right now, I met Michaela in person, and I met Michaela and Cody at Disney, actually. And while I don't agree with a lot of things that she's said and done, she was incredibly nice. She was incredibly nice to me. She stopped, spoke to me. She did not have to do that. She's on her honeymoon. I just happened to run into her, and she was nothing but nice to me. And I can't take that away from her. Like, she never had to do that. Do you know what I mean? So those are some of the good interactions. Like, bad interactions, I mean, I'm sure I've definitely, besides the one person I already told you about, I'm sure I've had some moments where just some of the creators are just not. Like, here's one. I remember me and Paige a long time ago went to Playlist Live, and James Charles was on a panel that he was speaking on, and we went and sat front row to, like, see what he had to say about being a content creator, how to go in the beauty space. And I remember me and Paige were filming, and James Charles said, last thing the beauty community needs is another blonde knowing how to put mascara on the internet. And me and Paige like this, and both went, because he was looking directly at me and Paige. And I guess me and Paige looked at each other, and I was like, well, I guess you and I are another blonde that don't need to put mascara on the internet. And I'll never forget that. Never forget that interaction. It was incredibly, like, rude, because he stared right at us, and there wasn't that many people in the audience. And I was just like, okay, well, I guess we don't belong on the internet. Okay, so the next question is, Allie, I hear you say a lot that you don't feel like you're deserving of things such as PR. Has your mindset on that ever shifted, or do you still feel that way? Side note, you deserve every item that you get. Oh my God, thank you. That's so sweet. I still feel the exact same way. You know what I mean? I still feel like I'm no more deserving than anybody else. And when I say, I don't want you guys to think that I'm belittling myself, because I'm really not belittling myself. When I say that I don't deserve PR, I'm saying that I don't deserve it more than you. Like, we deserve it equally. As a consumer and as a creator, we deserve the PR equally. Not only are you guys supporting the brand immensely, especially if you guys use my code or support my links, you guys are also just watching my videos, which is super supportive. Why would you guys not deserve that? You guys deserve to have as much free product as I do. I do not feel like I'm more deserving than anybody else. I feel like so weird whenever it does get sent to me, because I'm still that girl that was watching, 2017, 2018 PR hauls going, man, that's a dream. Like, what would that be like to get? And then as I'm starting to get a little bit of that, I'm just still like, well, what did I do to deserve this? I don't feel deserving of it. You know what I mean? It still feels incredibly weird to me. And I don't know if I'll ever get used to getting like makeup like that. I don't know. Still feels weird. Okay, so next question is, what is your favorite indie makeup brand? My favorite indie makeup brand as of right now is Artitude Cosmetics. Absolutely love the owner so much. I love their products. I love their formula. My least favorite indie brand, or the indie brand that I don't care for, I don't really have one. I don't really have one. I mean, unless you want to say like brands I don't support anymore, like NZ Rain, I don't really have a least favorite indie brand. What is the prettiest collection so far and the ugliest? That's a really good question. I'd have to really look. That's a good question. I'll have to revisit that question. Talk about the dark side of content creation and how you keep motivated and inspired. Also, have you ever been recognized in public space, like an airport or on vacation? So the dark side of content creation is the fact that you put yourself out there and it gives people the ability to judge everything about you and your life. They want to leave criticism on your life. They want to tell you how you can and cannot do things, or what you should and shouldn't do. And that is, I think, like the worst part of content creation, is sometimes being put on this pedestal and being put on this pedestal. And so if you make a mistake, people are so quick to just bash you and throw you down. You're like, wait a minute, I'm still just a human. I'm going to make mistakes. Please do not put me on a pedestal. I am just a human being. I am no better than anybody else. I am just an average Joe Schmo who loves to put makeup on the internet and happens to do this as a job. You know what I mean? I'm no better than anybody else. So I don't want to be put on a pedestal. I don't want people to think that I'm better than anybody else, because I'm absolutely not. And so that's one of the things that like I feel like it's a dark side, because like I want to share and open my life up with you guys, because I like forming that connection with you guys. I like forming the community that we have, but sometimes people like to turn around and use that against you. I feel like that's one of the things, is just like people can be so aggressive with your opinion. If you have a different opinion from them, they can be so aggressive towards it. I think people need to understand that it's okay to have difference of opinions, and mine doesn't have to align with yours. We just need to be respectful about it. Have I ever been recognized in a public space? I have. I actually have. I've been recognized at Universal Studios twice. I've been recognized at a makeup store, but one of my recent ones I thought was actually so cool is I went to a recent book convention, and I was in line waiting to meet Alex Astor, and a subscriber of mine, her name is Amanda, I remember her name, she actually came up to me and she was like, hi. She's like, are you Allie? And I was like, hi, how are you? Like, not, I don't ever think to get recognized in public, right? So I got kind of thrown off, and I was like, hi, how are you? She's like, hi, I'm one of your subscribers. And I was like, oh my God, I freaked out. And I turned around, I was like, can I get a picture with you? Can I get a picture with you? She's like, yes. You know what I mean? I think I kind of scared her by saying I want to get a picture with her. But I thought it was so cool, because like I said, I don't ever really get recognized in public, but when I do, it's more of like, I feel like a moment for me than I feel like it is for the person, because I start to freak out going, oh my God, like someone recognized me. And then people start to like look around like, oh my God, who is this chick? And I'm just like, please don't look me up. You know what I mean? Because my husband always tells people that I'm a content creator, and I'm always like, no. I get so embarrassed. I don't know why. One of the questions I got is, what is the most rewarding part about content creation, and what is the most challenging part, and are the new changes of YouTube affecting you? One of the most rewarding part of being content creation is when I come online and I see someone that leaves a comment that said, I just want to let you know I had the absolute worst day ever. Your video popped up on my page, and I just want to thank you because you made my day feel better. Like, you took me out of a dark moment in my life. And that has been one of the most rewarding things to me, because years and years ago, back in 2017, I had a very, 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 very dark period of my life. And, I remember Robbie Christie had reached out to me at the time. I'm going to go into... I'm going to go in this shade and this shade to do underneath my eye. Robert Christie had reached out to me, not knowing who I was, a complete stranger, and she had talked to me for hours and hours and hours and hours, and pretty much essentially shaped my life. And I always said to myself, if I ever had the opportunity to do that for somebody else, I absolutely would. So there are people now that reach out to me in my DMs that have told me some of their stories about some of the difficulties they're going through life, and I just want to be that person that they can just have a safe space with. And I've been blessed to be able to do that back for somebody the way that it was done for me. And I feel like that's a very rewarding experience, is being able to be there for someone the way that someone was there for me, and just seeing that like someone could have a really horrible day and one of my videos has the ability to turn it around, and that really just means a lot to me. I think one of the most challenging parts about doing content creation is just the opening yourself up to judgment. I mean, like I said, it does happen. I understand what I signed myself up for when I started doing this, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect you. Like, it absolutely can affect you, especially like if people want to comment on things that you truly cannot change, especially if it's like your appearance of like, oh, why you look like that? Why you do that? Like, some things you just can't change, right? Like, there's just some things that you cannot change. And, I feel like that is a very challenging part, is dealing with people who are judging you and making assumptions about you without even knowing who you are as a person. Because at the end of the day, you guys only see a portion of my life. You guys don't see my full life. You guys don't see how I am every single day, how I interact with everybody else. Like, you guys don't get to see that unless I would like become like the Truman Show and I get to film 24/7. And so sometimes I hate that there is just a judgment on me without you truly knowing me first. Do you know what I mean? You're just judging something of what I said, or how I sing in a video, or how I say something in a video. People want to judge so quickly, and I'm like, why don't you actually just like give me a chance? And you could see that like I'm a pretty good person. The changes of YouTube affecting you. Yeah, they absolutely are. I'm definitely making a hell of a lot less money than what I ever was. It's also why I had to go back to work. But yeah, you could definitely see it affecting me right now, where like apparently views are not being counted if you have ad blockers, from what I saw from Angelica, and I didn't know that was a thing. So that was kind of eye-opening to me, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense why a lot of my views have gone down. But I just attributed it to it as people just weren't as interested in me anymore, and I was like, that's okay. I'm gonna keep making content because I love it. What was the moment when you really start getting into makeup? Something make you go, wow, I really love this? When I was in 9th grade and I was told that I was really, really, really ugly. So I used to stuff my bra with beads because I had no boobies. So I used to stuff my bra to try to make it seem like I did. And I'd start to wear mascara and lip liner and clear gloss, and people started to take me a little bit more seriously. That some people started to call me pretty. And that's when I really started to fall in love with makeup. It was my 9th grade year, being bullied by people. How do you stay motivated? Filming, editing, posting, interacting, and a lot of work, especially when you have other jobs. There's been times, trust me, there's been times I've absolutely have not stayed motivated. There's been times I genuinely have just wanted to throw the towel in and be like, I just don't want to do this. But I stay motivated because I look at my 2 dogs right here and I think, I want to have a backyard for them. I look at my husband who works like 55 hours a week, and I'm like, I want to be able to take that load off his shoulders. I want to be the one that becomes the breadwinner of this house. I want to be the one that provides financial stability, and I want to be the one that could take us on vacations or buy a home or get new cars or pay for dental, or pay for, dental work, or give my dogs a luscious, lavish life. Like, that is what my motivation is. It's my family, and it's why I keep going. Even on the days when I want to quit, I do it for them. What brand would I like to collaborate with the most? I'm gonna go into this shade right here for the inner corner. What brand would I want to collaborate with most? I would think there's 2 brands. I would still absolutely love to collaborate with Glamlight. I really would. I know that ship has sailed. I know that I'll never get that chance to collaborate with them because I just, hell, they barely acknowledge my existence at this point. But I don't know. I still love their formula. I love their concepts. And like, I feel like they'd be able to deliver exactly what I'd be looking for sure. They have always been a dream of mine to collaborate since I discovered them. But I'm also just too much of a small creator that they would just not even bat an eye in my direction. So it is what it is. Like, I'm not trying to talk shit about myself, but I'm being realistic, right? Another brand that I would absolutely love to collaborate with would be Artitude Cosmetics. I freaking love Artitude Cosmetics so much. I'm going to go into this right here for Brow Bone. I love them so much. Their formula is just incredible. The owners are incredible. And I just feel like it'd be such a dream to collaborate with them. I'm going to go into Nesamatic Setting Spray. Okay, so the next question is, have I ever been tempted to lie for a sponsorship? Nope. Never been tempted to lie for a sponsorship. I only take on sponsorships of products I genuinely believe and love in. But to be fair, I also don't get offered any sponsorships at all. But even if I did, I do not lie about them. Absolutely do not lie about them at all. But like I said, I don't really get offered them. So whenever I do, it's only from brands I generally do love and support. But you just reminded me. You guys asked me earlier, have I ever had a brand that I, like my worst interaction with the brand? Yes, there was one. Ana Luis Jewelry. I do not like Ana Luis Jewelry. I think they're a shitty ass brand. They have reached out to me and quite a few of my other content creator friends to ask for a sponsorship in a video, and they only wanted to offer us, and I know this is going to sound like, please don't take this the wrong way, but they only want to offer us $50 to do an integrated portion, which means that they get like 4 or 5 minutes in a video that we talk about, and we have to show off the jewelry and XYZ. They only wanted to offer us $50. That is such a low ball in terms of like the price points, right? Like I don't ask for much, but $50, I was like, that's kind of like a joke. Like their jewelry is more expensive than that if I had to remember. And whenever I was like, that's kind of like a joke, right? They're like, no, you're not worth this much money. This is how much we're offering you. I was like, wow, I'm not worth $50. Okay, because I could sell probably 2 pieces of jewelry and make more money for you in the long run, but I'm not worth $50. And I'm not the first person they told this to. They told this to quite a few of my content creator friends, and all of us have pretty much told that brand for the most part to piss off because like they were incredibly rude, saying that we are not worth more than $50. That was one of the worst brands I've ever interacted with. And thank you for reminding me for asking that question about sponsorships, because that absolutely reminded me of that. Another question is, have you ever regretted saying or putting anything in a video? Yes, I absolutely have. Sometimes I do I'm gonna go into this right here. Sometimes I do overshare, and it does get used against me. And you know what? It is what it is. It's life. Like I also overshare in my real everyday life with some of my friends that maybe I shouldn't. There's some things I probably should keep quiet about, but I can't help it. I'm an open book. I've always been open, but I definitely have people throw stuff in my face that I've said in the past. And, you know, it is what it is. Would you, if you were able to go back to full-time to YouTube, would you? Okay, this lip combo is for all my neutral lip lovers out there. This is going to be for you. Set my face to the one size. So next question is, if I was able to go back to YouTube full-time, would I? That's a very good question. I really don't know if I would go back to YouTube full-time if I could. I mean, as much as I would love to make like full-time YouTube money and make this my career again, I do also kind of like being at my job. I didn't realize how bad my mental health was until I went back to Disney. You know, you're home by yourself, for at least for me in my case, over 12 plus hours every single day for 5 days a week. It really starts to get to you. I was really starting to fall into a dark hole where a lot of my dark thoughts would start to consume me, and it became incredibly lonely. And I would realize that I would start to attach myself to people and kind of rely on them for my happiness and kind of sacrifice their own happiness in return, because I was just like leeching onto them. And I realized that's just really unfair to myself and to that person. And, you know, I think going back to work has been a huge blessing, because it really kind of got me out of that. Like it really allowed me to find my own independence again, allowed me to find my own happiness again. And there is just something comforting of me. Do I always want to go to work? No, there are days I'd rather just be here and film, but there's something so comforting about being in my office, being surrounded by some of my coworkers and some of my friends, that it just helps. Like it gets me out of my head. And when I'm at Disney, when I'm at work, I'm just Allie, right? I'm just Allie. If I don't want to smile, I don't have to smile. If I don't want to talk, I don't have to talk unless I need to for my job. But like, I don't have to be something other than just myself. And there are days that I don't want to film, but I do. And there are days that I don't want to smile on here, but I do. And I have to sometimes really fake that energy, because no one wants to watch like, hey guys, so for today's video, we're doing, you know, like no one wants to watch that. You want to watch someone's like, hey, the whole time, you know what I mean? So I think going back to work has truly been a blessing in disguise, because it allows me to just kind of get out of my own head and to really just kind of, I don't know, just find my own happiness again. Plus, it also gives me a lot of time to read, because I have some downtime in my office now. And so it allows me to read, and I really do love that. Also, I think this lip is really pretty. I don't know if I'm feeling it with this look, though. I think I'm going to change it. I'm gonna change my lip. Hold up. I kind of want to put on this. I kind of want to put on my vanilla latte one. How do you choose which products to feature on your channel and which products not to feature on your channel? Honestly, I just feature what I just really get excited about. There's some stuff I get in PR that I'm just like, I don't really care to try this, or I don't really want this, so I just give that away. Otherwise, if it's something I really want to try, I feature it. As a creator, do you find politics and drama overwhelming, and do you feel politics should stay out of product reviews? Personally, for me, I feel like politics should stay out of, you know, product reviews, because at the end of the day, that's not what you guys are here for. If you guys want to watch politics, just turn on the news. I personally don't watch the news unless I need to, right? I don't look into politics. I personally don't look into, I don't look into politics. I don't know what's going on in our politics. I don't pay attention, because I think what's happening in America right now is incredibly sad. So I just tend not to just look at it or watch it or anything like that. If I hear anything, it's usually from my parents telling me stuff, or if I happen to come across a news article, but I don't actively go seeking it. So I would never, you know, do anything political on here, because I don't want that channel. I don't want my channel to be about that. It's about beauty. It's about fun. And, you know, the world is already a scary place as it is. We don't need to bring that into here either, especially because at the end of the day, people can have very opposing views, and I don't want people fighting over the views. So it's just best to keep it out of it, in my opinion. Okay, so another question is, do you think becoming a content creator is a fair game, or is there more unfairness than meets the eye behind the scenes? For example, do some people really buy their followers? Are there truly plants in the industry, and are most influencers phony baloney? Okay, so I'd like to think that being a content creator, so I think what you mean by being a content creator is a fair game. I do think that like what you mean is a fair game to criticize and ridicule a content creator. I mean, if that's your prerogative, then by all means. I do think that like we should give people benefit of the doubts whenever coming on here. I know that a lot of the bigger content creators out there have really ruined product reviews and sponsorships and ads. Like people think that everything you're doing is an ad if you like something, but if you don't like something, you're doing it for clickbait and you're doing it for views. Like you never really can win when it comes to the beauty community as a whole in terms of that. But do I think it's fair game for you to express your opinion on a content creator? Absolutely. Like you put yourself out there, going to judge you. People are going to make assumptions about you. Do I think people should look a little bit more into it before they do? Yes. I think people should, you know, kind of give someone a chance before they just make an assumption and just assume. Yes. But I also know the world doesn't work like that either. So I do think that like people who come on here online should be ready to face, you know, ridicule and constructive criticism when people disagree with you. They should be okay with that. Do I think that there's industry plants? I'm sure. I'm sure. And are all influencers phony baloney? No, not all influencers are. Ones that only care about money, sure, but the ones that I know in my life, they have been genuine. But I can't speak for everybody. I know I'm real. I know quite a few other people are real as well, but again, I can't speak for everybody. Okay, so here's a question that I have been dying to answer because this is one of the things that I think I get the most on my videos, and I just really want to address it. But one of the questions is, why do you edit your videos but don't edit out verbal mistakes? I noticed that you rework a sentence multiple times for no reason. I think what you start to say is good on the first attempt. Just curious on the editing choice. Okay. I get this in all my videos, and it's time I finally address this to you guys. So the reason why I show my mistakes or me stumbling over a word or me mispronouncing a word is because I'm human. I make mistakes. And in real life, when I'm really excited and when I'm talking about something, I stumble over my words. I mess up my words. It's human. I can't go, let's rewind. I can't do that. I can't go, oh, you didn't hear that. No, I go, oh shit, I usually stumble over my words. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like I usually do that, you know what I mean? And it happens in real life. So why would I edit that out of a video? I get that people find that so annoying. People, in almost every video I get now, people are like, why do you leave the mistakes in? Why do you do that? And I do it because I'm human. Now, I used to take those mistakes and I used to put it into bloopers on videos and be like, here, watch my blooper, watch me stumble, right? I used to do that, but I haven't done that in so long. And people love to just give me shit for me messing up my sentences and they get upset by it. And I'm just like, listen, I show it because I'm real and I'm a human and I make mistakes. I am not perfect. Nothing against Tati when I say this, but I'm not trying to be a Tati level perfectionist channel. I'm trying to be me. And in my real life, I stumble over words. I talk really fast. I stumble over my words. Sometimes my mouth moves faster than my brain processes it. And I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like it, I will not be the channel for you because I do make mistakes. Another thing that people love to point out is if I mispronounce a word. Listen, I'm all for you guys saying, hey, Allie, you said this word wrong. It's how some people say it. Some people will love to tell me to Google the word if I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing a word. Perfect example, amica, amica. I would say amica. People are like, it's amica. If you don't know how to say it, Google it. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't know I was pronouncing it wrong. So why would I Google something that I don't know I'm mispronouncing? There are ways that you can tell me, like, hey, Allie, you said this wrong. And people have been incredibly nice about it, but there are some people that love to come in there and tell me that I need to learn how to Google how to pronounce a word if I'm going to say it on my channel. Why would I do that if I don't know I'm mispronouncing it? That's the type of stuff that really does get to me as a content creator sometimes, is when people want to sit here and critique how I say words. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. Okay, I mess up. It happens. Are you perfect in your life? Do you not mess up your words? Do you not stumble whenever you're speaking? Does that not happen to you? I'm sorry that I'm imperfect. You know what I mean? And sometimes that could just really get to me. Like I said, I don't mind when people want to help me out and say, hey, Allie, it's spelled Amica. Hey, Allie, it's pronounced Amica, not Amica. People can be very polite, but there's some people that love to be incredibly rude about it. And I get it now on almost every video if I say a word wrong. And I'm just like, you make me never want to say it again. Do you know what I mean? And now it just, sometimes stuff like that takes the joy out of what I do, because in my real life, if I mispronounce a word, my friends are like, what was that? And I sort of go, what was what? They go, what did you just say? I'm like, Amica? They go, what? And I'm like, Amica? They go, you mean Amica? And they do it in such a fun way where it's like poking fun, but like in a fun, good-hearted nature. And that stuff I don't mind, but it's when you're just consistently rude about it and tell me to Google search how to say a word, or just get mad that I don't correct myself in a sentence, or I show the mistake in the video. Like, do you guys really want to watch someone that's perfect the entire time? Like, I don't. I want to see someone that's like me. I want to see someone that's not perfect. I want to see someone that's real and raw and vulnerable and just opens up about their life. Like, I want to feel like I'm not alone in this world. You know what I mean? Like, I want to feel like I'm 36 years old and I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. I still have to call my parents for advice and for help. I still feel like I'm a failure. You know, I'm 36 years old who lives in an apartment, who has to have multiple jobs to make ends meet. Like, I want to see someone like that, because I want to feel like I'm not alone in this world, and it's okay to mess up, and it's okay to be imperfect, and it's okay to have mistakes and flaws, and it's okay to just show yourself, and it's okay to show the bad times and the good. And I don't ever want to hide that from you guys. I'm always open. I'm a very open book. I show you guys the bad. I show you guys the good. I show you guys when I mess up my makeup looks, because that's realistic. That's real life. Why would I ever want to be something that I'm not? And, you know, I'm at the point now where I am who I am, and I don't want to have to conform to make someone happy because they don't like that I show that stuff. And if you don't like it, you don't have to be here. It's completely free to watch my channel. I don't ask for anything. It's all free. You could like, you could dislike, you could subscribe, you could unsubscribe. Everything is completely free for you to do. And all I ask is that you just show kindness, because you truly don't know what someone's going through behind closed doors. You really don't know what someone's story is. So I always just ask just to show kindness. So I'm sorry I just kind of went on a little rant here. It's just that it's something that has been getting to me for some time now, is the amount of criticism that I get for leaving mistakes in my videos. And I'm just like, it's life. Like, I don't want to be perfect, nor will I ever strive to be perfect. I want to be me. But I think that's going to be all the questions for today. I'm sorry I didn't get to every single one. I really wanted to, but I had so much fun doing this. If you guys like this style video and like me to do it again, please let me know in the comments below. I could definitely do another assumption video, or answering your juicy questions about brands, people, behind the scenes, any of that stuff you guys want to know. I absolutely have no problem doing that for you guys, but just let me know in the comments below. I'll also make sure I list everything I'm wearing down below as well, in case you guys do want to check it out. But that, my most beautiful friends, it's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already. So I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to his beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.